How to set view permissions. View permissions are determined by two things. First, the organisational structure. This is a typical organisational structure. And second, by groups assigned to elements within the structure. We go to Administration and look at Groups. We can see there are three major group types, and within the group types there are subgroups. If we select one, for instance Executive, and look at it, we can see there are several people in the Executive group, and looking at their permissions we can see they can view all organisations. So they can see all organisations within the organisational structure. If we look at a different group, for instance Private Sector Sales, we can see there are different people in the group and they only have access to certain groups. In other words, they've been denied access to view all organisations. So to set up the organisations they can view, we go into View Organisational Permissions. If we select that group, Private Sector Sales, we can see they've been given view permission for the sales organisation, the marketing organisation, and through this cascade element, access to private sector, government and education sales. So how does that manifest itself when we sign in as a particular user? So if we sign in as a private sector sales user, it will look like this. The user, in this case Philip Wood, can see the top level intrafocus but does not have access to that content. It's been greyed out. To sales, private sector, government, education and marketing. Whereas if we were to look at this from a executive user perspective, for instance we'll sign in as Colin Redgrave and go back to the organisational structure, we can see Colin has access to the entire organisational structure. So permissions are set by using View Organisation Permissions and selecting groups to determine the permissions they have within the organisation.